You know that feeling, right? When an emotion gets so strong, it feels like a volcano is just about to erupt inside of you. Well, we're going to dive into a technique called volcano meditation, which is a really powerful way to handle those intense feelings. Does this picture seem familiar? That feeling that some powerful emotion, maybe anger, maybe sadness, is just building up, about to burst out like a volcano and cause a little chaos. So first, let's talk about the raw power of these emotions. We're going to look at a new way to see them, not as something scary, but as this incredible source of untapped energy. Our most intense feelings, they really do have this volcanic quality. It's like this pressure just builds and builds inside until, boom, they burst out. And sometimes that happens uncontrollably, and it can really damage our relationships and even just our own peace of mind. And this right here, this is the big idea. We're not trying to get rid of that power. We're trying to reframe it. The whole goal is to learn how to channel that eruption, turning it from something destructive into a really productive resource. I mean, think about it like this. The power of an atom can be a destructive bomb, or it can be productive nuclear energy. Electricity can be a dangerous shock, or it can light up our entire world. It's the exact same immense force, but the outcome, that depends completely on control. All right, so how do we actually manage this energy? Let's try a powerful analogy. Let's give this inner power a face. So I want you to imagine all of that volcanic force, all your raw emotional potential, but imagine it as a person, a world champion wrestler. And this isn't just any wrestler. This is someone with almost unimaginable, untamable strength. This character, this wrestler, represents the full, overwhelming force of your emotions when they're at their peak. You know that moment of pure rage or panic where you feel like you could literally break through a wall? That's him. That's the power we're talking about. Okay, so we've all got this incredibly powerful wrestler inside of us, but what's the task we usually give him in our day-to-day lives? Well, this is where things get a little tricky. Now, just to be clear, this wrestler's specialty is brute force. We're talking pure, raw power designed for maximum impact, to just smash through any obstacle. And this just shows the mismatch perfectly, doesn't it? Most of our daily situations, a simple conversation, a task at work, they don't require overwhelming strength. They need finesse, a gentle touch. We're asking him to play basketball, not break down walls. And that's the whole problem. If our world champion wrestler uses all his strength just to shoot a free throw, the outcome isn't a point, it's destruction. He's not just going to pop the ball, he's going to shatter the entire backboard. The goal is to score, not to demolish the court. It's all about applying the right amount of force. Here's another way to look at it. A barber's razor is incredibly sharp. It has this huge potential to cause harm. But in the hands of a skilled professional, that same dangerous tool becomes one of precision and comfort. The skill is all in the control. So the million-dollar question is, how do we teach our inner wrestler to play basketball? Well, let's look at a simple but amazingly powerful little reminder technique. The technique is really just a quick 3-step mental check-in. The moment you feel that emotional surge coming on, step 1 is just to recognize it. Step 2, you consciously say to yourself, there he is, the wrestler has arrived. And then third, you recite a specific little phrase in your head. And this is the key. You mentally say this to yourself. Salutations to the world champion wrestler. Now, you're not trying to fight the wrestler. You're respectfully acknowledging his power. And that simple act is like flicking a switch. It reminds you, okay, this situation calls for the finesse of basketball, not the brute force of a title match. Okay, but hold on. Does this mean we should never use the wrestler's full strength? Are we supposed to be playing basketball all the time? Not at all. To be really clear, this technique isn't about suppressing your power. There are absolutely times when finesse is the wrong answer, and you actually need the full force of that volcano. Think about it. In moments of real crisis, like fleeing from danger or defending yourself, a situation that needs every single ounce of adrenaline and strength you have, that is when you let the wrestler out. In those moments, you want to unleash that full energy without a second thought. And this is the ultimate goal. This isn't about getting rid of your power, it's about becoming its master. It's about you being the one who intelligently decides when to play basketball and when to let the volcano erupt. So let's bring all this together. The final, most important takeaway here is about mastering your inner wrestler and truly taking command of your own emotional power.
Because ultimately, every emotional situation gives you this choice. Is it going to be an uncontrolled, destructive volcanic eruption, or is it going to be a skillful, controlled, precise basketball game? The power is exactly the same. How you apply it is your decision.
And this is why it matters so much. When you learn to manage your emotional power, you transform what could be a huge liability into your greatest asset. That inner force stops being a problem that controls you, and it becomes a strength that you can use with intention. So, as you go about the rest of your day, I'll just leave you with this final thought. When you feel that power start to rise up, just ask yourself, what game does this situation call for? Is it time for a wrestling match, or is it time for basketball? What instructions will you give your powerful inner wrestler?